the new year, it is reminding me that I am coming up on my 3-year anniversary here in Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia from Columbus, Ohio. If you know anything about Columbus, Ohio, you know. And moving to Atlanta has been the best thing that I could have ever done for my career, my personal life, my friendships, all of my relationships. Like, here when I was 19, I'm 22 now. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I can encourage young people, but especially young women, to do anything. It is to take a leap of faith and step out on faith and be courageous and do the things that scare you. Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. When I say this was on a whim, everybody thought I was crazy. Everybody was like, you're gonna move back home within 6 months. Like, you're not gonna be able to do this. This is insane. Given I was 19, it was a little crazy, but I learned from it. I'm better from it. I'm a completely different person. Even if just on a smaller scale, you do something that you've been wanting to do, but you're afraid to do it, please just do it. I'm reading the book A Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, and I will do like a review if you guys want of my thoughts and all that stuff once I finish it. But I'm considering making 2026 my year of yes. But if you can and you are able, leave your hometown.
Welcome to the Common Sense Philosophy channel. Today's video is called Hometown Haters or Move Away Illusions. Hometown haters or move away illusions. Oh man. How many times you heard people say, you got to get away from your hometown. You got to get away from your hometown. And then they move somewhere else and it just falls apart. Or you've heard people say, stay in your hometown, and their life fell apart. So I just think when it comes down to this conversation, you have to do what's best for you. You know, I know people that didn't want to leave their hometown and everything was cool, but then the job they worked at made them move somewhere else because the job moved. So they found themselves in a different place. You know, it's funny like that. So you just have to live your life according to what works for you. You can't tell somebody else how to live their life. You just can't. Now you can advise. You can add something to their life and tell them, hey, you know, this might work. But you want to advise, not advice. You don't want to lock them into nothing that will hurt them. No matter what I say to people, because people say, oh, you give good advice. Okay. My thing is, I say, hey, from my perspective on what I know about your situation, because it's not mine, I can say, hey, you know what, this might work, but only you know what works. So I always tell people, hey, take what you need, leave what you don't need. But as you roll down this road, make it make sense for you. That's how I like to give advice. Hey, if it works, take it. If it don't, and then, hey, come back and let me know how it worked out, because maybe it might help me out. Because the power is in the conversion, the conversation, what you're doing. Let's converse. Let's look at what we're talking about and see what works. So I would never tell nobody not to move, but I also wouldn't tell people to move. If anything, nothing's wrong with outgrowing it. If you outgrow it, then go. But if it's steady for you and it's working, stay. You know, that's my outlook. You know, thanks for coming to check out the Common Sense Philosophy channel. I'm so happy that you guys keep coming through. Leave a like and subscribe on your way out. Also, check out these videos, because I like to put videos from different perspectives. I might not agree with everything, but I don't disagree with everything. I like to hear different people's points of view. So I put all different type of videos and listen to it, see what they're saying, and then go down in the comment section and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought. Give me your perspective, because your voice is important too. People need to hear what you thought. So put it there and let's get this out there and everybody see how they feel about it. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Yep.
Atlanta isn't where I settle down and do whatever else I want to do with my life. There are so many different places I can go and things I can experience, things I can do, people to meet. Fortune favors the bold. Take risks, calculated ones, but don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to say yes to things that scare you, especially as somebody, I have always been a very extremely shy and anxious person. Me uprooting my entire life to a completely different state is so insane, so unheard of for me, but it was something I felt I needed to do. Even if you just move to a different city in your same state, something. Go to college in a different state. Take an internship in a different state. This life really opens up when you do, and it is the most beautiful thing. And yeah.
Can't be the only person that struggles with this. So I just got back to Chicago from visiting my family back at home. And one of the things that I don't like about visiting my hometown is not my hometown in itself, but it's the person that I turn into when I go back home. I feel like I shrink and I don't feel like my full self. And what I mean by that is when I'm in Chicago, or even when I was living in Lexington, I am a very outgoing person, always with my friends, at a bar, going out to eat. I feel like my very full self when I'm in those places. When I go back home, I feel like my 16-year-old self that always wants to like sit in her room and doesn't want to go outside. Like, I don't know what this means, or I don't know why I get like that, but I am not myself when I go back home. I'm only myself when I am here, like in Chicago or wherever I'm living at.
About how weird it is when you come back to your hometown when you're like in your 20s and you're like out of college, you're in the real world, you don't live in your hometown, you're like out, you know, living elsewhere, and you come back and you're like it's weird. It's all these different emotions. It's like I'm excited and happy to come back, and then I'm kind of like relaxed because it's like I know this place so well, you know, it's like you grew up here, you know, like the back of your hand. But then I'm also really fucking anxious, and I'm like, I don't even really like it here, but I do because it's like home, but it's not home anymore. It's so weird, especially when you know that like you're not gonna live here. Like, I don't ever plan on raising my kids or moving back to where I grew up. I grew up in the East Bay area in California, like Walnut Creek area, Northern California. And it just, yeah, it's weird coming back. It always is. And especially when your hometown has grown and changed so much. I'm like, this is not the way it was growing up.
Workers asked me yesterday, she was like, when was the last time you went home? And I said, probably almost a year ago. She said, why don't you go home more often? And I didn't know how to explain to her that I come from a small town in New Jersey where nobody really leaves, so I don't like going home often because I don't want to run into my high school situationship and his baby mom and his 3 kids at Skeeter's Pub on a Thursday night. I don't want to run into my ex-boyfriend's cousin who has stolen from me. I don't want to run into my high school history teacher that bartends at one of the bars in my local town and asked me on a date like 3 years after I graduated. I don't want to run into any girls from my high school who hate my guts. I was not a nice girl in high school. And I don't even have any friends from high school, so it's like I'm only going to see my family. If it was up to me, I would just stay in Philly and hang out with my friends that live there and then drive across the bridge to see my family. But my family would hate.
Stop adding people from your hometown on every social media site that you got, because all they're gonna do is mess up your algorithm. You wonder why you posting good content, but you can't even get no good reach. That's because you keep bringing your haters everywhere. Your haters don't supposed to come. Facebook is good enough. If you still got Facebook, leave your haters where they are at. They don't need to be on your Instagram. They don't need to be on your Bigo. They don't need to be on your TikTok. Have you ever noticed that when you don't have a lot of people from your hometown on TikTok, you can go viral with ease, but if you post the same content on Facebook, you can't go viral? See, the algorithm, this is how it works. First, they send out your post to the first 3 people. If those people interact with it, then they'll send it out to more people. But when you got too many people from your hometown, it's just gonna stop at the first 3 people. Why? Because you keep adding all your haters. Your haters don't want to contribute to your elevation. They just adding you to watch you to see if you made it somewhere yet, or if you doing good yet. They ain't coming to help you do good, okay?
Hometown no more, and here's why. What we call growth, they call hating. You try to speak life in them, and they'll say you trying to down talk them, or the way they living. If you present them with an opportunity, they're gonna say you think you better than them. And it took me a long time to realize that everybody don't want to make it. Everybody don't want to be in your shoes. A lot of people is comfortable where they at. If people wanted to change the way they live, they would do so. For people like me, I want to see everybody win. So for me to avoid confrontation, I just specific don't go. I have seen Sherelle Hodge get on this app and help plenty of people that want an opportunity but didn't want to put the work in to get it themselves.
Even your hometown, or even just to come back, you know, whether it's just to visit. Like, when I tell you that shit is just so depressing, like, it is so fucking depressing. When you look around and you realize that everybody and everything around you, like, nothing has changed. Like, certain people, their mindsets will never change. Like, the way that they think about certain shit or look at certain things, like, you would never get shit done the way that you can by yourself. Like, being around a whole bunch of toxic ass individuals. Like, when I tell you, you really got to leave out of your hometown, like, for growth. You really got to leave out of your hometown for growth. Because your hometown is really going to be your biggest failure and your biggest fucking setback. Like, you can't grow being around the things that you are accustomed to or the things that you are used to. In order to grow, like, it requires you to have a peace of mind.
Needs to hear this, but stop expecting your family and the environment that you come from to support you. In the beginning, they're going to start off supporting you, but they're going to fall off. Some people going to fall off right at the beginning too. And you just have to get used to that. When you're called to be great and do great and big things in this world, your family, your friends, and your hometown are not going to be there to rock with you the whole way through. I have learned and experienced it on my journey. And, you know, it's just a part of the process. And when you sit here and look at it, you got to think about, would you want your hometown? Is that even your target audience, right? And when God is calling you to places, he is going to have it set up like that on purpose because you're called to be global, right? You're called to reach way more people than your hometown. And don't get it confused as if it ain't going to be people from your hometown who are not going to support you, because it's going to be people who will rock with you your whole way, but it's going to be a small percentage because people from the hometown do not like people who outgrow boxes that they're still stuck in and that they have put you in, as well as they don't like people who threaten their ego. As long as you're not threatening nobody's ego and you stand in a box, they gonna support you, they gonna love you, you gonna get all glory. But when you come to being one of those kind of people who are outside of the box, you're bold, you challenge norms, you know, you're authentic, they gonna have a problem with you and they gonna stop supporting you. And you just have to get used to that. Like I said, these aren't the people who are your target audience anyway. These are the people who are not going the places that you're going anyway. It's more to life than a hometown.
And when y'all move out of y'all hometown, stop going out there all the goddamn time to go see them people. If they wanted to see y'all, they would have been making their way to try to come see y'all, travel to y'all. You left for a reason. They could be trying to do the same, but they are wanting to be stagnant.
Everyone wants to leave. I finally did it. And I hate it. Like, I really want to go back to my hometown. I miss knowing everything. I miss knowing people. I miss my mom. Like, I feel like no one talks about this. We all talk about how we want to get out and we want to leave and we want to move from our hometown. And then when we move, everything's supposed to be so much better and everything is not so much better. I feel like it's the same life, but in a different place, far, far away from where you're comfortable from. And I'm not saying there's not opportunities in different states, but there's also opportunities in your home state. So if you're seeing this, this is your sign that it's okay to be comfortable in your hometown. It's okay to want to raise your family in your hometown. No matter how bad your hometown may be, I am almost positive that there are good parts about it. And you might just regret leaving.